Is the Benazir Bhutto assassination that's forced you to review your security arrangements?
Yeah, in fact, nationally, my friends, even some of my friends within the ruling party have advised me to step up. They're not casting aspersions against the ruling party, but then they may be individuals who felt clearly threatened. Just take the case of judiciary. You are dealing with some, very known billionaires with huge operations in the country. And take the issue of the Altantuya Mongolian murder case. These are huge problems that you take up at risk.
Okay. But you're confident you seem to be succeeding on the judicial front. Are you seriously expecting to be called as a witness, or do you think that's
well, until yesterday they don't
case,
seem to be too too keen in having me, and they seem to now to trying restricting the terms of reference. Now none of us, including the Bar Council, are too optimistic about the outcome. But I think the general view is that it is at least alert the general Malaysian public. There's something rotten in the judiciary, which we have said decades ago, but now at least is in evidence. People see the videotape being played on the national media. They've seen the chief judge embracing this lawyer and holidays in New Zealand. They have seen this testimony of this lawyer saying that he brought this gaming tycoon and attorney general for holidays in Italy. Can you repeat it? And now it is in the public purview. Yeah. But will I get justice? I don't believe I'll get justice under this system.
Okay,
I'm enjoying the fun.
Yep. Are you confident? You're fairly certain the government will call an early election ahead of April 15th,
yes,
when
yes,
you're free to stand.
Yes.
You're fairly certain about that. But then you'll probably take the by-election route.
Yes, which is actually in a way better strategically. For example, I will announce 20 seats where I have the option. So people are actually voting for that candidate and for me.
Okay. Okay. Perhaps in closing, to go back to the opening question about your message to Hong Kong, you've been talking here privately to businessmen about Sharia finance, but also about the subprime issue. Firstly, on Islamic finance, what, in fairly straightforward terms, what is your message to them as Hong Kong develops this hunger for this alternative stream of finance?
Where people are looking at the $1 trillion in the Middle East, 80 billion ringgit, $80 million prospect of funds to be channeled to the Islamic instruments, so they are. And I think the authorities here, of course, to make the necessary regulatory, legal and regulatory arrangement to attract these investments. But I would certainly call upon the Hong Kong authorities to look at it and true to Hong Kong's prestige and caliber, to advance their discourse, to give more substance and not just to replicate the efforts in the Middle East or in Malaysia or Singapore. That would drive this whole hunger and driven and the enterprise to be more vibrant.
In practical terms, you're talking about perhaps a broader view of Islamic finance to deal with issues of equality, issues
environment,
of fairness, the environment,
distributive justice. But so you see that you're actually appealing not only to Muslim and non-Muslim to engage in a discourse, which is still economically viable. I mean, you're not discounting the issue of profitability. Al Gore started this whole issue of generation investments, very rigid on the issue of protecting the environment. But at the same time, it is profit making. I mean, otherwise, businessmen wouldn't talk to you otherwise. Okay?
Okay.
Right,
okay.
thanks.
And just perhaps one last issue quickly, just as part of that, on the subprime issue, and because the US is firstly, do you think the US is going to plunge into recession, and do you think Asia will catch a cold as a result, or do you think we can weather this latest storm?
I am of the view that the measures by the Fed would only help to ease the problem temporarily. I think all the fundamentals seen in the US would show to a slowing down. I am not sure the extent of a recessionary pressure, which means that would be for the region a negative impact on the economy. Now, countries with stronger fundamentals and taking up measures from now will be able to weather the storm. Those who are in a state of denial, and I know the Malaysian economic policy for now, if they could persist on this policy, then they will be very badly hurt and affected by this recession or recessionary pressures in the United States. And as I said, it would be premature to assume that we can decouple and delink Asian economy with the United States for the present. Politically, I hope that we can decouple with Bush policies, but I think economic realities dictate that we are still quite relevant.
Okay.
Okay,
Excellent. Thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you, Grant. Okay, thank you.